Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be speaking about one of the biggest mistakes on the double-handed backhand that is causing players to be really inconsistent, inaccurate and lacking power on that backhand side. Now, this mistake that I'm referring to is the mistake of opening up your shoulders too early on the backhand side. So the result of opening up the shoulders too early on the backhand side causes spacing issues, and it also causes your arms and your elbows to be way too tucked in to your body here, so that you end up hitting the ball too close to your body and also a little bit too far back behind the optimal contact point, which would be out in front of your body. So this opening up of the shoulders too early before contact mainly causes two types of errors. First error would be that you open up too early and then you hit the ball late here. So as you can see from this view, I'd be hitting the ball kind of in line with my body, if not a little bit behind my body here. And this is because I've opened up too early and I haven't been able to reach out to the shot to make contact in front of my body. I've let the ball come too far behind, and so this type of error means that I'm going to be hitting the ball wide or long, mainly down the line. And then the second most common error from opening the shoulders up too early is hitting the ball actually too far out in front of your body, and then therefore making contact way too far in front, opening the strings too far this way and sending the ball way too far wide cross court. So if you find you make one of these errors a lot, either hitting down the line wide a lot or cross court wide a lot, then it may be because your body alignment and your shoulder position as you're hitting the shot. So how can we fix this issue? It's simply to stay in this side on position for longer on the shot. So when you're aware that your opponent is hitting to your backhand side, you obviously create your unit turn here, coming into a closed stance position, and you're in your unit turn. So from this position in my unit turn, I want to ensure that my dominant shoulder is under my chin and my racket is back. Now from this position here, as the ball bounces and is coming up to me, I want to extend my arms out to the side of me and in front of me, and I want to go and reach the ball out in front. I want to go to the ball, I don't want to let the ball come to me. In addition to ensuring that my dominant shoulder stays side on for longer, the other thing I want to ensure that I'm doing is coming into a closed stance as much as possible. Now the backhand side is different to the forehand side in this way, because on the forehand side we can still hit really great, powerful, aggressive style forehands with a semi-open or an open stance forehand. However, on the backhand side it's much more difficult to hit a good quality backhand from an open stance or a semi-open stance position. And you'll even find that with professional players, there are very few players that have a really great open stance backhand. Serena Williams is the first one that pops into my head. Her open stance backhand is incredible. But other than that, it's quite rare to see a really solid open stance backhand that players can create a really heavy and attacking ball on. Normally, players are using that open stance backhand when they're in a defensive situation. And that's a great time to use that open stance or semi-open stance backhand, is when you're in a defensive situation. But obviously in tennis we want to be in an attacking situation mostly as much as we can, and therefore stepping in and taking a closed stance is more optimal, not only for your gameplay and tactically, but also technically. Because essentially hitting that open stance backhand, you can see clearly that my shoulders are way more open here, just naturally. I'm not able to get that massive turn when I'm in the open stance here. So I'm going to just have a shorter shoulder turn, and then because of that, that makes it more likely that I'm going to open up earlier and maybe hit the ball a little bit because I'm hitting it either too early or too late here. Whereas when I get into that closed stance position, you can see here that naturally I've got a really great body turn with my upper body, and then that allows me there to strike out with nice relaxed arms and find that contact point out in front and to the side of my body here. If you're struggling with those two mistakes, hitting the ball wide on either side of the court, then ensuring that you're coming into a closed stance and trying to find that ball out in front of you with your upper body remaining side on for as long as you can That's really, really key. And then following on from that point is the head. On the backhand side, it's super important that we keep our head still and looking at that area of contact when we're hitting the ball. And this is because if we open up our head a little bit too early, so if we're watching what our opponent is doing before hitting, I can feel myself here that contact point is way too far in front of my body and my shoulders are open too early if I open up my head. So with that mistake, I'm going to find that I'm going to be lifting too early and hitting the ball wide cross court. So instead, keeping your head still and watching the contact point even after you strike the ball is really important to allow your shoulders and your upper body to stay side on for longer and then allow that natural body rotation through the ball as your head comes up. So those key points there, guys, are keeping your head still, trying to get into a closed stance backhand as much as you can, ensuring that your upper body stays side on for as long as you can through the shot. Lastly, making sure that you're going out and striking out to reach the ball. You're not letting the ball come to you. You're going out to reach it and really extending your arms forward into the shot and then up into your follow through. You might not have seen even a small difference just watching it through the camera as to where I was striking the ball compared to hitting down the line versus cross court. So when I'm hitting down the line, I'm obviously a little bit more side on and striking maybe a little bit further back, whereas when I'm hitting cross court, I'm going to be hitting that ball a little bit more forward, and there is going to be a tiny little bit of change in this position of this front shoulder, because ultimately this front shoulder movement is going to dictate where the racket is going to be. So there, that's down the line. If I move it a little bit there, that's going to be more cross court. But it's such a slight change that on the video you might not have even noticed. So guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you found it really useful. And if you did, then please give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one to come. And guys, if you want some more help on your backhand side, then make sure you go and click the link in the description box below, because I have a free guide for you. And that free guide talks you through the fundamentals of the backhand technique with key points and visual aids to help you work through that backhand side. So make sure you go down and download that in the description box below to start leveling up your backhand. And guys, I'll see you in my next video.